Welcome back to my lesson today. My name is Joel Lukamasia, and in today's lesson, we'll be talking about construction of scales with flats. Remember the previous lesson, we were talking about the constructions of scales with sharps, but this lesson will be focusing on scales with flats. So if you have not watched my previous lessons, kindly do so. Go and watch them, and also remember to subscribe to this channel and share this channel with other music learners so that they can also benefit from this channel. Now, in this lesson, the first scale of flat will be talking about the scale of F major. If you know how to use the circle of fifth, remember it will show you how to find this scale. So the first scale we start with would be the scale of F major. Now F major, you're going still to use the formula of C major. Remember the C major is the natural scale. So all the major scales, they uses the formula that is used to construct the scale of C major. So all the major scales are going to use the formula of tone, tone, semitone, tone, 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 semitone. So construction of scales, in the previous lesson, I said that if you are having a problem, make sure you have this formula and have also a image of a piano keyboard. So you can also have the piano keyboard image so that you can use them to help you calculate the scales correctly. Now the scale of F major, constructing the scale of F major, the first thing you'll do, you have to write from F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, then to G, to F, sorry, to G to F. Then from there, you have to accomplish to make sure that these music alphabets are going to have the formula of tone, tone, semitone, tone, 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 semitone. But when you look at this one that you have written from F to G, the interval distance from F to G, even from the piano, is from F to G is 1. So it's a tone. Then from G to A is a tone. From A to B it's a tone. So there's a problem here because it's supposed to be tone, tone, semitone. So it means we are going to lower this B to B flat, which will create a semitone. Then from B flat now to C, it will be a semitone. Then from C to D will be a tone, then D to E a tone, then E to F a semitone. So the scale of F major, not sorry, I've written the scale of G major, which is supposed to be F major. The scale of F major is supposed to have F, G, A, B flat, C, D, E, F. So it is F, G, A, B flat, C, D, E, F. So from F to G it's a tone, from G to A it's a tone, then from A to B flat. Look, A is here on the piano keyboard, then B flat is here. Remember, it's not B, so it's A to B flat becomes a semitone. Then from B flat to C, from B flat to C, it becomes another tone. Then from C to D a tone, D to E a tone, then E to F a semitone. So the scale of F major has F, G, A, B flat, C, D, E, F. Now F major, F becomes the from 1, which is the do or the tonic, then G becomes the 2, which is the re or the supertonic, A becomes the 3, which is the mi or the mediant, B flat becomes the 4 or the fa, the subdominant, C becomes the 5 or the so or the dominant, D becomes the 6th or the la or the submediant, E becomes the 7th, the T or the leading note, then higher F becomes the 8th or the higher one, or the do, higher do, or the upper tonic. So the scale of F major, those are some of the things you should note from the scale of F major. Now that's how F major, the scale of F major without the key signature should look like on the staff. So on the treble staff, it's beginning from this F on the space, F, G, A, then B flat, C, D, E, F, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Then on the scale, on the bass clef, it is beginning on the F on the space again, down here on the space, F, G, A. It is F, G, A, B flat, C, D, E, F. Now the next scale of flat that we'll talk about is the B flat major. Still on the scale of B flat major, we're going to still use the same formula we used on F major to construct the scale. So you're going to use the scale of C major, the mode of C. That's the mode of C. So you're going to use the scale of tone, tone, semitone, tone, 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 semitone. So you're going to begin on B flat to B flat. For us to make the scale of B flat, so you have to write B flat, C, D, E, F, G, A, then B flat. Remember on the piano keyboard, this is B, and this one down below just D. B is the B flat. So a step down, a semitone. So from B to C is a tone, C to D is a tone, E to F is a tone, E to F is a semitone, F to G is a tone, G to A is a tone, then A to B flat is a semitone. For those wondering how I'm getting tones and semitones, you have to look at my previous lessons, the first lessons on accidentals and tones, so that you can understand. Just go to and look at my previous lessons for you to understand what is going on. Now to construct the scale of B flat major, you'll notice that we are having a problem at E. So because from D to E, it is a tone and it's supposed to be a semitone. So you're going to lower this E to E flat. So you're going to lower E to E flat. So it becomes B to C tone, then C to D tone, then D to E flat becomes a semitone, then E flat to F becomes a tone. E flat is here, E flat is here, on here, be just below the E, then to F becomes a tone. Then from F to G tone, G to A tone, then A to B flat becomes a semitone. So that's the scale of B flat major. So B flat major has two flats, that is the B flat and the E flat. So the scales degree, when going to the scales degree, we're going to this chart. So B flat becomes Roman 1, becomes 1, which is the do or the tonic. Then C becomes 2, which is the re or the supertonic. D becomes the 3, which is the mi or the mediant. E flat becomes the 4, which is the fa or the subdominant. F becomes the 5th or the so or the dominant. G becomes the 6th, which is the la or the submediant. A becomes the 7th, which is the T or the leading note. And then B flat becomes the 1, which is the do or the upper tonic. Then you have the B flat on the scale on the staff. So if you are beginning on this middle line on the treble clef, this is how the scale of B flat should look like on the staff. Then that's on treble clef. Then here on the bass clef on the staff, this is how it should look like. So it's on the treble clef, it's beginning on the B flat, C, D, E flat here on the space, F, G, A, then B flat on the ledger line. Then on the treble clef, it begins on this B flat here. That's the B flat, C, D, E flat on the space, F, G, A, then B flat here on the space. Then finally, we're going to talk about the scale of E flat major, the E flat major. So we are going to still use the same formula, that the same approach that we've been using in the scale of F and the scale of B flat. Now, the E flat major, you'll have to write the if that is E flat, F, G, A, B, C, D, then E flat. So the E flat major, you'll notice that is tone, tone, tone. So there's a problem here. There's a tone, then you have another tone, then you have another tone. So there's a problem here. You have an excess note. So you're going to lower the A to F flat. So you're going to lower this A on the piano keyboard to F flat. So it becomes a semitone. So E flat, F, G, then you lower the F flat, becomes this from G to F flat becomes a semitone. Then from F flat, you have to also lower the B, because there's also a problem here. Now when lower it becomes now a semitone and a tone. So the distance becomes big. So you have to lower this B to again a B flat. So from F flat to B flat becomes what? A tone. F flat is here, then B flat is here. So from F flat to B flat is a tone. Then from B flat to C becomes a tone, then C to D tone, then D to E semitone. So that's the scale of E flat major. So the E flat major, the E flat becomes Roman 1 or the do, which is the tonic. F becomes Roman 2 or the re, which is the supertonic. G becomes the 3 or the mi, which is the mediant. F flat becomes the 4 or the fa or the subdominant. B flat becomes the 5 or the so or the dominant, then C becomes the sixth or the La or the submediant, then D becomes the seventh, the T or the leading note. Then we have E flat, which is the eighth or the higher do or the upper tonic. So you'll notice that the keys of FLATS, they are moving in a certain formula. I began with F, then I went to G, then I went to B flat, then I went to E flat. And remember, when dealing with keys with the flats, keys with the flats, remember that it's only F that is called F major. The rest is B flat, E flat, F flat, like that. All of them, they have the flat. Is only F that does not have the flat. Now, when looking at the E flat on the scale, E flat from the treble clef. So the E flat scale on the treble clef, so writing on the staff. So on the treble clef, we begin with this E on the line, E flat on the line, A, G, not E flat, F, G, F flat, B flat, C, D, then E flat. Then we come on the bass, we begin on the ledger line down here, that is the E flat, F, G, F flat, B flat, C, D, then E flat. So that you use the same formula when writing the scales, constructing the scale of the keys with flats. And you also need to know, go and try to know the circle fifth, how the circle fifth. So for example, these are the keys with flats, and the first key is the B flat. So you from the B flat you go to a fifth. From B flat you move to the circle. Now the circle of fifth now will be moving backwards. So from B flat you're going a fourth, that is to E flat, then from E flat, F flat, F flat to D flat, D flat to G flat, G flat to C flat. So you can use a formula, you can also use formula. So F major is the first scale that has B flat as its only flat. So these are supposed to be not sharps, the flats. I've written here number of sharps instead of number of flats. So this is number of sharps, and this one is number of flats, and this is also number of flats. So F major has one flat, that is B flat. B flat has two flats, that is B flat and E flat. Then E flat has three, that is B flat, E flat, and F flat, and so on. So you can use this table and use this table to construct your scales with flats easily. Thank you so much for watching this video. It has been a great time trying to explain the construction of scales with flats to you. So feel free to subscribe this channel, share this channel with other music learners, and also if you have a comment, a question, or a suggestion, feel free to leave a comment to this channel. You can find me on the links provided, that is, you can email me at joellukamasia. You can find me on TikTok, Joel Lukamasia, Facebook, Joel Lukamasia, Instagram, Joel Lukamasia, and you can also contact me via my number on WhatsApp. That is, I've provided the number there, and also support my channel on M-Pesa by the M-Pesa number provided there. Thank you so much for watching this video. My name is Joel Lukamasia.